guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Championship Weekly Predictions. Thank God the international break is over. I'm joined by Sophie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
Not too bad now. Last time out I lost 1-0 to Cookie, so it means the guests have turned it around. They are now beating me. I need to beat Sophie here to go back in front. It's close and there's not much of the season left. Let's get straight into the predictions, starting with Bournemouth versus Middlesbrough. Now this is two teams trying to finish in the playoffs this year. Bournemouth obviously have a better chance than Middlesbrough, but don't rule Middlesbrough out just yet. And with Neil Warnock, you've got to fancy them to have a chance still, and he's got the most promotions on his CV out of any manager in the Championship. I'm going to back Middlesbrough here. Bournemouth 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't really be that surprised that you're back in Middlesbrough because Bournemouth aren't in the best of form. But I do think after this international break, they need to buckle down now. If they're going to get into the playoffs, they need to start getting the wins together. So I think they're going to win this one, but I think it's going to be a tight game. So I'll say 2-1 Bournemouth.
2-1 Bournemouth. Next up we have Bristol City taking on Stoke City. Two teams in my opinion that will be in the Championship next year. Both teams are very, very unlikely to go up or down this year. To be honest, there's not a lot between them. I think Stoke, I might just tip Stoke because Bristol City at home haven't been great. They lost 2-0 at home to Rotherham last time, so I'm going to go for 1-0 to Stoke.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Stoke. I think it could well end in a draw, but I feel like Stoke are going to have a bit more quality on the day, so I'm just going to tip them to win 2-1.
Okay, next up, Cardiff City versus Nottingham Forest. Quite a big game because both teams still in the fight for something this season. Forest not just safe yet. I think they should be alright though. Going up against Cardiff, who are still trying to chase down the playoffs with Mick McCarthy at the wheel. It's an interesting game. I was thinking a 1-1 draw, but I'm just going to give it to Cardiff. I'm going to say 2-1 to Cardiff, but I still think Forest should be safe.
Yeah, for me, Cardiff have been pretty impressive. When we played them, I was very impressed. I think they've got one of the best strikers in the league in Kiefer Moore. So I'm going to back them to win, and I think it's going to be fairly convincing. I'm going to say 3-1.
Yeah, next up we have Derby County playing Luton Town. Now Luton Town, they've got over the line, they've got to 50 points, they're not going down, they've had a fantastic season. And they're just out here like ruining everyone else's season now. Coventry City needed the points, but Luton beat us, and I feel like there'll be the same sort of story here. Derby County need the points, but Luton, I'm going to back them 1-0. I think Derby, they're really in the mix now. They need to pick up some points, but Luton just look very strong. 1-0.
Yeah, I feel like Derby are probably going to set up to get a point or even to get the 3 points, and I feel like that's just going to leave them open. And I'm going to back a Luton win, and I think it's going to be a 2-0 win because Derby really need to get the points, and I feel like, yeah, like Luton did to us, they're just going to take them off them.
Yeah, next up we go to the Den where Millwall play Rotherham United. Now this is one of the games which everyone will be watching because Rotherham United are that key team down the bottom with all those games in hand. They're the team just at the top of the relegation zone. Will they catch everyone else up? I've got to say they do look very good on their day, and I'm actually going to back them here. I'm going to go for Millwall 1, Rotherham 2, which would really worry me as a Coventry fan.
Yeah, let's pray that doesn't happen. I'm going to back a Millwall win. I feel Rotherham, they're going to have a lot of games coming at them thick and fast, and if they want to get out of the relegation zone, they're going to need to pick up the points. But Millwall are a strange team. They're very, very inconsistent, but I think they are going to do Rotherham. They're a better team in my eyes. So I'm going to say 1-0 Millwall. 1-0
Millwall. Next up we go to Deepdale where Preston North End are without Alex Neil now going up against Norwich City. Now Preston not safe just yet, but they should be okay. I think one more win, maybe a draw, and they're just there. They're on 44 points, so they're nearly there. And Norwich, obviously, going to win the league. Can they set a record for the most points this season? I'm going to back them 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to back a Norwich win there. Although last game when they played Blackburn, I didn't think they played too well, but they had to end that winning streak at some point. But I think they're going to get back to winning ways against Preston. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 to Norwich as well.
Okay, next up, Queen's Park Rangers take on Coventry City. Now, this is a massive game. That 0-0 against Wycombe just before the international break hasn't done us any favours. Coventry City dangling above the relegation zone. And with Wednesday and Rotherham both starting to pick up some points, it's nervous times for Coventry fans. QPR, not a lot to play for now. They have been picking up some decent results, so this is a very tricky one. If I was to back anyone to win, I'd probably go for QPR, but I'm just going to fancy Coventry to get a draw here. We did beat them earlier on in the season. I'm going to go for 1-1, but this will be tough, Coventry.
Yeah, I'm going to back a draw as well, just because our form at home, away from home is not very good at all. If the reverse picture, if we were playing them at home now, I would back a win, as obviously we did, but I don't know, I I can't see us getting a win. I would love us to win, but I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw as well.
Okay, next up is a massive game at Vicarage Road. Watford taking on Sheffield Wednesday, but surely there's only got to be one winner here. Sheffield Wednesday have been picking up some results here and there. They did get their first win under Darren Moore, but surely this is too much to ask for. Watford steamrolling into second place. I'm going to go for Watford 2-0. It could be more messy than that though.
I think it is going to be more messy. I'm backing a 3-0 win, and even then I'm thinking there could be more goals than that. I feel Sheffield Wednesday now, they're almost at the point where you're just writing them off, right? Thinking they're going to finish where they are right now. And I don't think they're going to pick anything up against Watford. Watford are coming through very, very strong. And I think, yeah, they're going to finish second. So they're going to just destroy Wednesday, unfortunately.
Yeah, time is running out for Sheffield Wednesday. Can they get out of it? Next game is Wycombe Wanderers, who also the time is running out for, against Blackburn Rovers, who not really playing for anything anymore. They're mid-table. I'm going to back Blackburn. This kind of game suits them. They did beat them 5-0 back at Ewood Park. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Blackburn here, and that will surely push Wycombe closer to the trapdoor.
Yeah, I think everyone will be backing a Blackburn win, especially after their result earlier on in the season, and I feel that Wycombe are just going to set up shop and they're just going to hopefully either sneak a win or just happy to get the point. But I think Blackburn, they're going to have too much. They've got some really good players, even though they've got a couple injuries now, but they're just going to have too much for Wycombe, and I'm going to back a 2-0.
Okay, next up, arguably the biggest game in the playoff race, Barnsley versus Reading. Two teams that might make the playoffs, two teams that might not. It's getting very interesting now. I think looking at it, it's between Barnsley, Reading, Cardiff, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough, and this is a massive game. All the other teams will be having their eyes fixed on this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I was leaning towards a Barnsley win, but Reading is still a decent team. I'm going to go for 1-1. That could go either way.
Yeah, I feel like this game is just so important, and even as a Cov fan, I'm going to be watching this game because it's going to be exciting. I think there are going to be goals, but I feel both teams, they know if they want to finish in the playoffs, they've got to win this game. And I think because of that, I'm going to back a 2-2 draw.
Wow, that'd be exciting. Next up, Birmingham City take on Swansea City. Another massive game for both teams. Swansea still trying to keep that automatic chase still alive, although Watford have gone into the driving seat now. And Birmingham City, they are in peril. They are literally hanging above it. I could see them winning this though. I think with Lee Bowyer, they're capable of winning the odd game. But Swansea, I don't know, Swansea are a good team. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Could go either way. Yeah,
I can see why you've said a 1-1 draw, because I can see that playing out. However, I feel like Swansea, yeah, they need to be getting the wins, especially against a team that's bottom of the table. Well, near enough bottom of the table now. And yeah, I know Birmingham, their form's not the best at home, so I'm going to back a 2-1 Swansea win.
2-1 Swansea. Next up, well, is our final game on the Saturday. It's between Huddersfield and Brentford. This is a tricky one to predict because they're both a little bit inconsistent. Brentford should be the favourites, but Huddersfield have turned the corner a little bit. Look like they might just survive this year. But they have got some tough games coming up, so I wouldn't count your chickens just yet, Huddersfield. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Brentford are stumbling over the line. I think they're just going to finish in the playoffs. I can't see them catching Watford.
Yeah, I think Brentford, they've got too much quality, to be honest. And yeah, like you said, Huddersfield, at one point, I thought they're going to go down here. The form they were in was dreadful. But they seem to have just turned it around, and just in time as well. But I think on the day, Brentford are going to win. And I'm going to say 2-0. 2-0.
So then guys, that does wrap up our championship predictions. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, get your predictions down below. We like to see what they are. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.